once again for joining the Chop Shop. Post game reactions to the Houston Rockets and the Portland Trailblazers last night. And once again, it didn't look. It was an ugly look. It was a really ugly look. From what I could tell, like maybe somebody else seen a different version of the game than I did, but it really didn't look good, man. What you think about that, Frank? I think you muted, Frank.
My bad, bro. Hold on. Let me mute my. I have the feedback coming out. Give me a second.
Oh, okay, all right. Muted, Frank. Me too. All right. Who we got in here with us today, though? Let's see. We got Zachary. What's happening, Zach? Object like no other. What's good? We're gonna wait a little few minutes, let people get on up in here and chop it up with us. But like we was saying, bro,
Yeah,
like
I'm back. All right. I mean, I don't. I mean, I feel a little better watching the game. I did go back and rewatch it. They tried, bro. I'm gonna give them that. They actually did try. We just really never had a. I don't think we had a chance. We was outclassed probably in every aspect of the game: defense, offense, coaching, schematics. We never had a chance. Like them, the Blazers are a good team. We did not. We couldn't match them in any part. They executed their plan. Their players are smart. They got all the pieces they need, and it just showed. We just wasn't ready, bro.
what's really getting me is the energy. Like it seemed like I'm starting not to like feel the way that body language a lot of our guys are putting off. Like they're looking dejected already. They looking like they already got their heads into the pregame. Like it was just like the whole body language. Like it's not looking like they believing in what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It really looking like they just out there moping around and doing something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no structure. It really looking bad. Object like no other says, even though Dame wasn't even there. You know,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
imagine if
yeah.
Dame was there.
Yeah, it would have been nasty. It would have been nasty. But I mean, like Jalen's in a slump. We see that. I think he needs to stop being so mad, like at air, because he pressing. You can tell he trying to press. Like the shoot, you got to just keep shooting, bro. And to me, it's altering his game because there were a lot of times in the fourth where he would get the ball and just look for it. Like if he didn't get the perfect matchup, he pass it back to KPJ. So it's almost like he uses Kevin Porter as a crutch for him when he don't feel confident in himself. And like I said, I think we talked about this in one of the post game lives. He needs to, for him mentally, he needs to get over that. Like, bro, you're gonna have bad shooting games, but you can't alter your game just because you don't want to have a bad stat line or whatever. That's one thing I appreciate about James Harden in the regular season, not in the playoffs, is that the man could go 2 for 15 on threes one game and go 10 for 15 the next game, and he gonna just keep shooting his shot. So that's in itself something that we
Yeah.
got to see development in. But Jabari, same thing. He kind of pressing. Uh, he doing stuff and not taking his shots. He double guessing. I don't know if it's because of the system. They don't trust it. That they don't feel comfortable doing what they're doing, or is it just that they just don't feel comfortable doing what they're doing? So I guess that's a whole conversation to have right there.
It's just something don't look right. Something's not right about this team. Like, because if you on paper, they look good. They look like a solid squad. Yeah, they're young, but it seemed like it should be more consistency. It seemed like they're not like everybody is a ragtag that trying to fit them into holes that they don't go into. Nobody really playing out of position except for, you can argue KPJ if you want to have that argument. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, like the pieces fit. Even with KPJ, the pieces fit somewhat to where it seemed like it should just be more consistency out of this squad to where like we shouldn't be looking at the same repeat of two seasons ago because we didn't really have no talent. We got talent now, you know what I'm saying, and it should translate like better than what it's looking like. You know what I'm saying? Like even our offense is looking raggedy. Like I knew our defense was probably gonna struggle, but our offense is looking bad. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing's looking right now.
Yeah, it's all around bad. I mean, it's but the thing I'm not even tripping about the bad is just the progression from last year. I don't really see a something I can say that except the effort. Besides the effort, I can't say that. Hey, yeah, I see what they did here or there. Like to say, if you watch the games last year compared to this year, um, is it's even the last few games they had, it looked somewhat better. So I'm not sure what happened. What can we can put the finger on to say that this is the reason why they're struggling this bad. Whatever Coach Salas got in his brain is not reaching the court. So I don't know if they need to simplify the things because to me, you can call it whatever you want. At the end of the day, when you if you practice bad habits and they're not being corrected and you keep practicing bad habits, that's what you're going to become a bad habit player. You're going to become a player that doesn't know how to make those winning plays. They did a lot of good things. If you watch the game, if you guys go back and look at it, you'll see that Eric Gordon did try to distribute a little bit more. He wasn't killing the drives on the tunnel vision, even though he did quite a good bit. Kevin Porter was trying to. He was. I know, like whatever they watched on film, I think he fixed something because there were a couple drives he made where in his pick and rolls that he kicked it out to shooters, whether it was Jalen, I think on one, and Jabari on another. So there's a little baby step there that you see. And for him, I'm really proud of him because his defense, man, he's been consistent defense past 2 or 3 games. Seem like that's where he wants to make his money at. And if he does that, I can't say nothing bad about him. Because if the turnovers and all the offensive stuff, I'm putting that on coach now and Stone. If y'all ain't gonna put a point guard in there, like somebody else said, who else do we got? I mean, obviously he's the best option. So I can't even complain about KPJ no more until there's a better available option for there because Jalen ain't gonna do it. Eric ain't gonna do it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he the kid. So it's on the adults now. So what are they gonna do to try to help that? Because I feel like if they don't address that issue, Jabari is gonna keep struggling, and all those other guys are gonna keep struggling.
I think the offense is you say simplify the offense. I think the offense it seems like it's simple enough. Like it's dumbed down offense. Like they're not running no real, you know, multi-layered back cuts, back screens, you know what I'm saying? High pick and roll with this cut. It was like, I don't know, it don't look like no semblance of an offense. You know what I'm saying? It already looked like the most dumbed down offense you can get. Uh so why how do you fix the turnovers? Because that's one aspect that's really just hampering us. You know, ever since Silas even got here, what makes it to where our guys are so accident turnover prone? Is it? It can't be because they're all young. Because we don't have all young guys. Like Eric Gordon, we'll see him turn it over. You know, we'll see Jay Sean Tate turn it over. We'll see, KJ Martin turn it over. It's like it infests the whole team to where these turnovers are backbreaking because the other team just gets out and run and gets in front of us and really just give it to us because the turnovers are just hand wrapped and gift wrapped to them.
Yeah, I mean that's goes back to like what I was saying. Is it the offensive scheme? Is what they're asking these guys too hard for them to do? And are they pressing too much? Is Coach Silas too big brain for the guys that we have? It's one thing to try to implement a system because with them, if you notice, when they come out of timeouts or they come out of on the sideline out of bounds plays, they always have a nice play drawn up that look pretty. You're like, man, that's good. But that's because they just told them to do that. The problem
Mm-hmm.
is within the flow of the game, once they run that first read and the breakdown, it's like we don't have a lot of people that are able to like, okay, that didn't work. Let me read what the defense is doing to react off of that. Cause that's what his offense calls to do. You have your set play. If it don't work, then bang, you go into the next thing, next thing. They don't have that. The only guys I can say that have that IQ to do that on a move is Shangun, Eric Gordon, and Tate. And the problem is they do that as secondary players, not the ball handlers. So they know, like if you watch the game, you'll see Tate telling Kevin Porter, "Hey, pass it here. I'm setting the screen for you." Shangun do the same thing. EG will be pointing like, "Bro, it's right there. There's a flare screen going on the other side." But our guys are just a smidget late all the time, and by the time they do that, the defense on it. So it's it's really the collective IQ of our backcourt isn't up to par to play his offense, and that asks a different question. Like I said, then what? What do you need to do in that case? Do you just keep going as is, or do you try to simplify it, supplement it, change up things, or bring in somebody that can actually do it?
So do we need a D'Antoni type offense? Because that's easy. Give it to the one guy in the middle, let everybody else spread out, you know what I'm saying, and just let one guy be heavy. But that's not growth. I don't see no growth in that. You know what I'm saying? Just one guy being the main, like Luka Doncic type of guy. Like, I don't think that's gonna help everybody in the long run. Like we don't have 3-point shooters, sniper shooters like that. We got guys that's gritty, guys that want to get in there, rebound, want to get, drive downhill. Like that don't suit our offense, our team. So what type of offense will suit the team? Like, or is it just it don't matter the type of offense? They're just not mentally capable. Did we draft a bunch of dumb guys or what?
I hope not, bro. But even D'Antoni's offense, the guy that has the ball got to be a savant. You got to be able to read everything. So it's still the same problem. Like you have to have one person with that ball in their hand that knows where everybody's supposed to be and can punish the defense for every little mistake they make. So I think that's what it comes down to. And like the Blazers, their team offense is like a collective IQ offense. Guys, everybody's moving, motioning, kind of like the Warriors and the Heat. Everybody knows where to be. Everybody's going, where they're supposed to be. But for us, I think that's where we need to be. That's where we're trying to get to. We just don't have it. We just don't have that. It could be the age, or maybe they're not being taught right. I don't know what it is, but it's just not clicking. And like I said, we're tanking, we're doing all that. That's cool. Or maybe we're just gonna tank because we're terrible. But you still want to develop winning habits because winning is not a switch. You can't go from what we're doing now to saying, okay, we have to win because OKC owns our picks, and all of a sudden we're gonna just turn up. Let me dial up the
Yeah,
IQ button, and like it don't work like that. You got to learn how to win, even though you're losing.
facts. Object like no other said that's why Jabari hesitates. Yeah, I don't think it's no real pecking order. You know what I'm saying? Curtis Holt said it was a poop show out there. Curtis Holt said this is the game with show indicate to Raphael Stone, small ball, ain't it? Yeah. Curtis Ho also says the problem is when you play fast and throw crazy lobs and fancy passes, turnovers go up. It is just the identity of the Rockets. But I see a lot of that turnovers don't even come off of nothing crazy. It'd be like simple, like just don't throw it in between three guys and thinking our guys gonna come out with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the correct read is not being read because if it is, the ball will go to the right person and that'll cut down on a lot of the turnovers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean that's like Jalen. He tries to experiment a lot with his passing, and a lot of silly turnovers, getting inbounds, just feeding the post, just passing it across the court is like an issue for them. Just basic stuff. Like I don't know what you can attribute that to. Like just literally swinging the ball from side to side without it getting intercepted by the other team. We struggle on just stuff like that. I don't know if that's focus or just what I mean. Like I said, there's other bad teams, Orlando, Detroit. They lose just like us, but they lose because they're young and they don't have as much talent as the other teams they play. And if you watch their games, I mean, they're running their sets. They just can't make their shots, or they're just not doing. They're just not that good. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is just that it just looks the quality of the basketball being played is so bad. Like it's so bad. And I feel like a few roster moves, even within a year where we don't want to be good, can still be beneficial to development. Because that's what I'm having issues with. It's not even wins and losses, is quality. is quality, and I think they're putting a lot of eggs into the basket of Jalen and Kevin Porter, picking up these things instead of thinking collectively like the Blazers to say that I'm gonna build a team that can help everybody be successful. I think that's where the things are coming short.
Yeah, man. Like you saying, it's not about wins or losses. Like when I watch the Magic, I see what they're trying to do. I see what their offense is gonna be. They let Paulo Banquero run the offense. He is the engine. Give it to him. Everybody spread it out. Franz on the wing. He's trying to get either a 3 point or he's gonna drive. Like I get what their whole offense look like and what they're trying to do. I don't. When I look at us, man, I'm like, man, like exactly what area are we trying to attack right now? Like, are we finding the mismatches or are we just doing dribble handoffs just for window dressing? Because it all ends up boiling down to the same 101 type of game. It looks like every once in a while somebody will go into the hole with no, like they don't have no purpose. It looked like they're just going in just to go in, and then once they get there, then we're gonna decide whether we're gonna kick it out or whether we're gonna try to shoot the shot. And by that time, it's too late. The defense has already recovered. It's like they're not taught. Like after you do this, do this. You know what I'm saying? Like after you do this should get a reaction, and you should be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like I don't know, man. I can't put my finger on it, bro. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah,
Straight
that's
up.
fact.
But Go Yo Falcone says Rockets don't have any sense of direction. Silas needs to get fired. Oh man, he want to get fired, man. Like I ain't gonna even, if that's how people feel right now, I can't even be mad and tell people don't feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how people feel right now, and I can't even be mad at them. You know what I'm saying? Big John said we just need a floor general with natural playmaking. Hopefully, Tata will be able to give some of that when he comes back. I know it's a lot to put on a rookie, but he's our only legit point guard. Yeah, that's a lot. I don't see Tata really fixing this problem. You know what I'm saying? Like Curtis Ho says, but that's the problem with today's game. The teams that play like D'Antoni succeed. Mavs got Doncic doing everything. Bucks have Giannis. It is the key to success in this game. Today's game, I think it's different styles because the Warriors they
I,
play a totally different
Yeah,
game.
exactly. I was gonna say it's a mix, bro. Like you can't just those a lot of those teams. Giannis's team is a complete team. He's just the engine for it, but they're a complete team.
For sure, for sure. Object like no other says all rookie team don't have time or directive to learn from examples. Like Sengun, he had his fundamentals in his league. True, true. DF the God says simple motion, backdoor cuts, back screens, off ball screens, etc. Not this 24-hour everybody standing around the arc BS. Yeah. We need some movement. Our guys are young. There's no reason why they shouldn't be moving off the ball. Goya Falcone says, I feel the Rockets will end up with the worse record than last year. And that's gonna be bad. Yeah, that's bad if we don't win 20 games, bro. That's bad. Silas gonna have to go. Yomir Langsloth, what's good? He says young player stuff. Yeah. But eventually, like we're not the only team with young players. That's the thing I want people to get to. You know what I'm saying? We're not the only team with young players, man. There's a lot of team with young players, and that looks competent. That looks like they got a future plan ahead. But Chetman says people look lost. I know we're supposed to be a read and react offensive silence, but you need to teach these guys fundamentals with 4 to 5 set plays before they can start to have that freedom to read and react. True that. True that. Joaquin Christensen says our backcourt is too predictable. It's step back and shoot or drive and layup. Both Jazz and Blazers have packed the paint when either Jalen or KPJ drives because they know there's no kick out coming.
That's facts, big
That's
facts, and
yeah,
I saw that too. I saw that like teams just know they watch film, so the tape is out. pack the
Yeah.
paint, dare them to make the pass, basically.
Don't yeah, because I would Jabari be wide open half the time on the 3 point line, just sitting there waiting on the pass, but it never comes. Echo 2020 says, "Are the Lakers competing with the Rockets for worst record in the league, or what?" Lakers got their own problems. Like we got a path out of, you know what I'm saying, out of this. We got draft picks, we got players, we got cap, we got everything. They have none of that. You know what I'm saying? So they in a whole nother worst way of being bad, because there's no future out of them being bad. Like they just gonna have to trade LeBron and AD and re-scrap and do everything. You know what I'm saying? If they want to tear down the brass tacks, but they gonna be bad if that come to pass for real. Goyo Falcone says KPJ is not the answer at the point guard. The guy doesn't know how to run the offense, and he has way too many turnovers every game.
Yeah, we putting that on Silas now, man. That's on Silas and Stone. At the end of the day, KPJ, like I say, if he play defense and he's just gonna try as hard to keep his team going, then I can't be mad at him anymore. Like, cause what's the alternative? You feel me? That's where I'm at. Like, that's on the
They didn't,
Rockets.
yeah, they didn't set this team up for an alternative. They put all their eggs in the KPJ basket. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right. We live with what we got. Chatman says, if you watch the other teams that are young, they at least have some sort of identity and are fun to watch, even though they are losing. I get none of that with the Rockets right now. Facts. That's exactly what I was saying. Object like no other says, can we play against Lakers so we can enjoy proper competition while cry and laugh at the same time? Oh, they coming up. We believe me, we gonna play them. We just got to play the Clippers 3 times before then. Goyo Falcone says Rockets need to hire Mark Jackson as the coach. Is Mark Jackson a real loud, viable option, or is he kind of? I think he's kind of starting to be like that dinosaur, like that
Yeah,
older guy.
he's the default get Mark Jackson, but we don't know what his like. I can't say he like the best available coach. I mean, there's probably a lot of good coaches out there that
Far
may
as
be better
probably
for this team.
discipline, yeah, but I don't know much about Mark Jackson's X's and O's. Truthfully, I don't know his philosophy. I don't know really too much about. I remember watching the Warriors doing that day, but they wasn't the Warriors then, so you didn't really pay attention to. You know what I mean? Like you didn't really break it down to see how they was really playing back then. So I don't really know what exactly he brings right now. Yasin Ozamir says, do we need to reconsider how we use Shangun? Open-ended question. Would like your opinions on him and how we use or don't use him. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a good question.
he looked it good last night. Shangun, he held his own last night. Like we can. Matter of fact, we're gonna be doing the pod, man. We're gonna answer all these questions in a pod. You know what I'm saying? Just so hold on. We don't really like to jump off the mountain right now. So we're gonna, dig in our numbers and look, see how Shangun is being used or not being used. And we'll get right back at you. So keep a lookout for the pod coming soon. We will be answering that question for you. Yasin. Curtis Holt says the only Rocket I like this last game is KJ Martin. He got the most trade value right now. It's now or never. Yeah, I think we can still use KJ. I don't think we should trade him just yet. Just yet. DF the God says get Silas out of here and take Gordon ass with him. Bring in Sam Cassell next season. Draft Scoot, slide KPJ to the bench or back to the 3. Sam Cassell, I mean, I seen some little clippings and videos of him how he be coaching the Philly. You know what I'm saying, in Philly. He raw with it. He almost like a John Lucas. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
he
saying?
is.
Like
Yeah, yeah, he
so.
be going hard. Yeah, that's a to me a lot of those players that are ex players they coach different. Speaking of
Yeah,
coaches, man, good job Chauncey Billups, bro. I know last year he had a real excuse with the team. I mean, we were able to blow them out twice, 2 in a row last year because they was literally playing their G League team because everybody was out towards the end of the year and people
yeah.
were questioning him. And you feel me? He was able to turn it around. Obviously, he has a lot of veterans, but their roster is really just complete, man. And you can see like maybe Silas in a situation where he has a Dame and some of these other guys, he'd be successful. But it just begs a question. is this the type of team that you like? Does that coaching match up with this young team? Because I think there's coaches for different types of teams. There's coaches for young teams, there are coaches for championship contenders, there's coaches for teams with a lot of stars, there's coaches for that can get like nobodies and make them come together and be good. So it's like you got to match that up. And I'm just with the young player thing. I think the way we look, and I don't know if Silas, he can be a great coach, but he might not just be a great coach for a bunch of kids.
Right. You need some veterans to run that offense because you need guys that know how to think on the fly, not learning. Chetman says, "Can we at least run some pistols and horns as a starter? How do we know what we're missing pieces on the team if we don't know what we're looking at?"
We run pistol, we run horns. They run a lot of actions, but like I said, is once they run it and the defense like, okay, we're not going to give it to you, then it's like everybody look confused.
And
That's the issue.
yeah, it boils down to isolation. After that, object like no other says, I think they hesitate overuse Shangun because it will cast shadow over Green and KPJ potential or something, or make fans mad. I don't think that. I don't know about that, RJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jalen Green's a star. I don't think nobody can hamper. You know what I'm saying? Hamper his production. Truthfully, what you think about that?
Nah, I think nah. I can't see that. I mean, if they thought like that, then that's just terrible, terrible team. Because like you're gonna diminish somebody else just to prop
To
up
prop up
two other
somebody else?
people. Yeah, I don't think. I just think that they just want to feature the backcourt more. Shangun doesn't fit, and to me, that's just it's a mark on the system that they run. Like I said, we just watched the Blazers use Nurkic appropriately. You feel me? So you tell me a post player can work? Yeah, it can. And you can have some great athletes and shooters around them. Yep, and they can still get off. Yeah,
Yeah,
it works. So once again, the Blazers are a good picture of what we need to get to at some point in the future, where everybody's is the difference is they cut, they move when Nurkic is in a low block punishing the other team. They cut, and there's always somebody cut to give him the outlet pass. There's always a screen or something going on the back end so that if he sees, he can kick it out. And we just don't have those guys. So, that's really where we at.
Shangun. I mean, Nurkic a big body man. Like he really is. He a big old dude. Like we don't have nobody with that body type to really even
Nah,
stand
we
up
couldn't even
against
check
him.
him.
We
Couldn't
couldn't
even check
check him. You see, Tate got pummeled. Shangun got
him.
pummeled. Like
Destroyed. Jabari got
Jabari, he
destroyed.
got moved. Like well, there was nobody there to check
Maybe
Nurkic.
Boban. I don't know, but
Yeah, but
they
he
then Simons and them would have just killed him
yeah.
on them screens.
Pick
So
pick and
yeah,
roll or put him in the yeah, it would have got ugly with Boban. Curtis Ho says for real, Rockets game was more fun to watch last year. I'm having a hard time pinpointing the reason though. Yeah, it's just something off about him. He says, nah,
expectation.
Shangun didn't look good. He got dogged by an average center. Like I said, man, that boy, he's a big boy. We were just saying before in the pregame, Frank, we seen Nurkic get 20 rebounds easily before. He had like 17 last night with like 27 points. Like, I can't just say this was all on Shangun. He punished everybody. He was just a problem down there. He was a problem. Yo Mir says we can trade him closer to All Star break.
Who we talking about? Shangoon?
I don't know who you talking about. Maybe Eric Gordon.
EG. I mean, they can trade him really anytime they want, honestly.
Yeah, they
I
can
mean,
they
but
can
most
trade
but
him
most teams won't have a lot of good deals because they have to wait till their players are trade eligible that they traded. So yeah, it'll probably be close to the deadline.
for sure. Object like no other says, bro, Nurkic posted Shangun like 2 times and decided to try to guard him with Tay Jabbar Easton the whole game. Yeah, it wasn't Nurkic just a problem. Well,
I
nobody
need
was checking Nurkic.
I need Shangoon to stop trying to flop though. I be getting annoyed when he does that. Like, bro, just guard. Like
Just
we
keep your feet, bro.
stop. Yeah, stop doing all the flailing and flopping. I know that's the European thing that they try to, but he got to understand this the NBA, bro. They nobody care about all that. And you a rookie or a sophomore, nobody's looking at all that. You know what I mean?
For sure. Chatman says, I guarantee you stick KPJ with the real system with accountability and culture. He will look good. Look at 35. He is playing within himself. and he ain't doing those stupid bonehead things. Yeah, but 35 is not asked to be the leader over there or run the offense. Hold on, man, my kid's acting up.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like you said with Christian Wood, he gets to a place with a pecking order where he's just a part of a cog in the whole engine, and he fits in. I think we've seen that with a lot of players that go to more structured teams, and like Andrew Wiggins on the Warriors, and all these guys that get traded to good teams, and they just fit in, and because they're not asked to do above what they're called to do. I think it's part of knowing who your leaders are and giving them and empowering them and knowing where some of guys fit as more supplemental pieces. And I think for the Rockets, maybe it's just a lack of talent right now, but they're just rolling with who they got. To me, in the case where we're this young, you let the coach be the leader. I don't need any of these dudes to be the face of the franchise. If they're not ready, then this should be Silas's team. He should be the voice. He should be the guy that's dictating who does what, when, and where until those dudes are ready to mature into that role and fill those shoes. Because right now, when you have young kids trying to fill the shoes of a Steph Curry, a Luka, LeBron, this is what it looked like. It looks bad, and because they're playing against grown men, not kids. So yeah, we probably gonna be down bad this whole season, bro. It's gonna be a long season, y'all. It's gonna be a long season.
Strap up, get ready for it. Tuba Vandalist says, "What if we use Sengun as a point guard, KPJ as a natural position going forward?" Don't answer. Just think about it. Yeah, I think that's more like a Denver offense. Well, uh, Jokic, he create everything from inside out. Goyo Falcone says Rockets definitely need to go after a big star in free agency next year, plus a couple of more vets because these young guys are not cutting it. If they need the vets, will guide them. I think we see next year we got 60 million. We got to spend it on somebody. This roster gonna look totally different by next year, bro. Like for real. We got so much money, like we can got so much holes we can fill. We're gonna look totally different by next year. Joaquin, he says, I think Shangun is underutilized as a passer. Too little is he with the ball at the elbow and heavy movement around him. He his job has been reduced to posting up and back down with baby hook at the end. Yeah, that's getting kind of predictable too.
Yeah,
Red is not a flavor. He says Shangun and the offense looked good for like 5 minutes in the first, but nobody was knocking down the shots. Shangun was quarterback and literally pointing where the
facts.
ball should go.
Him and Tate. Tate does a good job. If y'all watch Tate, Shangun, and Eric Gordon, try to tell the backcourt where to pass the ball, where the reads are. They try to point like they set flare screens for them. They set down screens, but they always miss it. Once again, like to me, if you just put somebody that knows where that stuff is and just let those guys learn in real time, then they see it, then try it on their turn. To me, that's valuable too. Like if you're not going to give them structure from coaching, if you're not going to give them structure on the but because they can't do it themselves, then you got to put it with a vet on the court that they can emulate as point guards or whatever you're trying to develop combo guards. Because Aragorn is not it. Aragorn is a off guard. He's a 2 or 3 depending on the night, and they just need to do better, man. I think once again this comes down to the coaching and the front office. They need help. It's not about winning, but to help these kids learn. Like Jalen shouldn't be looking depressed on the basketball court. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So they need help.
Chetman said, you think Silas survives the next 10 games if we don't win a single game? That depends on what if we're trying to tank. If it's trying to tank, then that's right on schedule. You know what I'm saying? If Raphael Stone not tripping about us losing, then he'll be here. Faded Opinion says Kevin Sampson from the U of H. Yeah. He installed a culture there, no lie. So, but that's kids. You dealing with grown men up here, so that's a different animal. But I wouldn't mind seeing him being at least in consideration or something like that. Yo, Mirror says we need to call up Willie Cauley Stein. I don't know what he has to offer right now. Truthfully, I think he was hurt the last time I remember. Mudbone
Unless,
says,
yeah,
"Why
unless
is
unless he can run point,
what he?"
he ain't doing nothing. I mean, he would have helped guard Nurkic for sure, but I mean, that's like half the problem. This ain't even the whole. There's other issues everywhere.
Yeah, Mudbone says, "Why is Josh Christopher getting 1 minute last night?" I don't know. Josh Christopher in the doghouse or
Did he
something.
play?
He said 1 minute. Yeah, like right at towards the
Oh, I
mid of
didn't
the
even.
fourth. I think he came in for a little bit, not long,
Not,
because even the announcer says, Josh Christopher, he didn't fell out of the rotation. Like even,
oh,
but
they
that was the visiting uh
damn.
announcers. So they even noticed that he wasn't getting no burn. DF the God says Gordon gonna diminish his trade value the longer we wait. I don't think he even have a trade value right now. He would have been gone if he had a true trade value, or either, you know what I'm saying, that we think he's worth. But I guess, the league don't perceive him as we do down here. Cornell G says, what's the story behind Josh Christopher again? You guys mentioned it in the last podcast. I believe it was one of you guys that brought it to our attention that him and Silas kind of had a little rift on the sideline, and Silas like grabbed him or something. He jerked away from Silas. So I don't know what that could be. I still haven't heard no like local beat writer or nobody like that covered the team even bring that up yet. So maybe it's something
Yeah,
they
I
trying
haven't
to
heard
keep on
anything.
the hush.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that. It is very strange that he's not getting any minutes at all. So I guess some will come out at some point.
Yeah, Alex Vargas says, "Stop shooting so many threes, Jalen. Establish yourself first as a dominant slasher and attacker of the rim. Then the outside will begin to open up for you. Less threes, more drives to the hoop." I mean, I think this is because Jalen, he sees that Nurkic and all of those guys just camp down there because we ain't got no true space and ain't nobody uh, respecting our 3-point shooters. You know what I'm saying? Like, hit a couple of, then maybe they'll come out. Some guys start creeping out from the paint, but right now they all just camping in the paint. And like Frank said, just begging our guards to make the right play, and they're not capable right now. Object like no other says, "Yep, Foppin is the worst part of Sengun. He only needs to keep him ground and force bad shots. Nurkic will struggle soon enough." Cornell G says, "Rockets could be in danger of being the next Sacramento Kings. You ain't lying about that." Object like no other, he said it's just coaching. Chetman says, "I say cut your losses now after the 10-game stretch and fire Silas and see what we got with one of our assistant coaches." I think after All-Star break, fire him if he ain't looking straight. Or maybe after Christmas. Swaggy D says, Barry not a center. He too light. Yeah, he needs some more. He needs some more pounds on him. Swaggy D also says KPJ, Jalen Gordon, and Knicks Gup are all shooting guards. We have no true point guard. That's one of the problems. Mudbone says, I say get a new point guard and move KPJ to small forward and get rid of Eric Gordon. I've been one Eric Gordon, bro, like last 2 years. PlayStation Forever Gamer, what's good? Appreciate you for dropping by, bro. Red is not a flavor. Said, yeah, I saw the irritation Gup had on the sideline. It looked like Silas was trying to talk to him, but Gup wasn't trying to hear it. We haven't seen him since then. Yeah, that's weird, bro. I'm gonna have to dig into that, see what's going on with that. Maybe tweet it out. Somebody got to know something. Najee says, with
Yeah.
all the ball hogging and standing around, the only thing they gonna develop is a migraine on the fans. Peace, bros. Peace out, bro. Red is not a flavor. Says, yo, imagine having a clothing line at Toyota Center not being in the rotation. That's tough.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a weird dynamic with me with they like leaned in on his clothing thing. He got the murals and all that. He's doing the fashion thing and then he got benched. It's just nuts. I'm
For
sure his
real.
mind is spinning. He probably thought he was gonna be good going forward.
Yeah.
Like they treat him like he Kevin Porter or Jalen Green or something. But you know what I mean? That at least he gonna be here while the clothes in stores. Once whatever
Straight up.
once whatever them clothes done with it's a contract,
He out of
I
there.
I'd be worried if I was him, bro.
Straight up, bro. Nah, but we got a pod. We're gonna drop probably tomorrow, so we ain't gonna take up too much time. We just wanted to get y'all feel of the temperature of the room, see how the fan base feeling about the whole thing, and how we looking so far. And like I said, man, it's not looking too good from outside, if you ask me. But Frank, you got anything to say before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I'll be dropping hopefully a video this afternoon. Just some of my takeaways from the game. As Space said, we'll have our chop pod coming out tomorrow, sometime in the morning. And yeah, y'all just check us out, and we'll try to include a preview of the Phoenix Suns game in the pod as well. We'll talk about that. Like you said, we got to dig through the numbers and see what the team looking like and how we gonna stack up against Devin Booker and CP3. So y'all pray for us, man.
Got
It's gonna be
another
a run.
hard one. We got another hard one coming up.
It's gonna be a journey, man. It's gonna be
We
a
just
long
gonna say
season.
strap up your seatbelts because it's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be
a
a
wrap.
long ride, man. Like it's gonna be a long emotional roller coaster type ride, up and down. So
Yeah, but we gonna be here with y'all. We here with y'all. Y'all could let this is not a we gonna kiss up to the players of the team or anything like that. We fans just like y'all. So this chop shop always gonna keep it real. If they playing like trash, we gonna talk about it. If they playing good, we gonna talk about it. We gonna give props who we need to give props. We'll call out the BS when we see it. And I know that's why y'all rock with us. So just continue to support us, and we'll keep bringing that real to y'all.
straight up, straight up. Appreciate everybody for dropping by, man, with the chop shop. Look out for the new pod. Let's go, Rockets. Hopefully we get a little bit better outcome, man. But yeah, appreciate